So if you've seen the hand wrap video that we did, I prioritize my knuckles over my wrist because that's me personally what I have problems with is my knuckles getting flattened out and aching and stuff like that. My wrists and the back of my hands are fine. I use these knuckle guards from Winning, and how you know that I really like them is because this is my 6th or 7th pair because my 2-year-old is obsessed with throwing them in the trash. Replaces the normal knuckle pad I made. You don't have to make one with your wrap, so you're left with a lot more wrap for your wrist support and the back of your hand. You get this centered up. One common mistake with these is getting it too much like this. We want it on the front of our knuckles just like this, and we're going to use the wrap to hold it in place. So I don't normally use the thumb loop, but now I can, and the thumb loop is good. It tightens everything up as you make a grip. We're going to go around 1, 2. I'm going to lock my thumb straight away and through here, right? Now I've already started my thumb and wrist before I do any of this here. Go between the fingers, and between the fingers, making a fist each time. Now I'm left again with some exposed pad and hand here, so I'm going to close this off and pull it across there. This is not just cosmetic. Sometimes people pull one last one across the knuckles and it's cosmetic. If you're using an extra knuckle pad, you kind of need that to keep it from shifting this way and that way. All right, now I'm going to make that X just like my normal hand wrap. And here's what's cool is I'm left with all that, right? So I can really wrap this thing up if I need a lot of wrist or bone support in my lower forearm. Wrap it really thick around the wrist, going back and forth each time. Or maybe you have more trouble with the back of your hand, right? So after you make this X, maybe you want to go around the wrist. Maybe you want to make another one, right? Maybe you want to make another one if that's the area that hurts you a lot. When you get done, you have a lot more support here. That'll leave you with more here, but you can tuck that in if you want a little bar to grab, or you don't have to if you want it like that. But basically, you just got to make sure that there's not too much to where these stick out further than this. That's a little too much for me. I have little tiny, you know, what am I supposed to say? I can't say. What do you call them?
Baby hands?
Like the smaller people. I don't have very large hands. So when I have too much stuff in here, that does me like that. So the way I do it, I just do that one X, right? And then I finish up on the wrist. Going up, 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 then down, 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 down. Finishing on the smallest part of my arm, which my arms have no small parts, but the smallest part of my arm. And then that way, when I make my fist, this makes contact before this. That's what we want. We want these two knuckles making contact first. I'll show you again with the other one. And if you want a full review on these, I did a full review there. I didn't show how I wrap my hands exactly with that one because I was still figuring out exactly how I wanted it. And I don't wrap my hands the same way every time. So don't get stuck on the idea that there's only one way to wrap your hands. There's not. Around the wrist, 1, 2, or you can do 3. You know, I'm going to be left over with a lot of extra, so I could do an extra one here if my wrists are feeling a little fragile. The thumb loop's cool because when I make that fist, that pulls it all tighter. Lock the thumb with the wrap. Maybe if you have thumb issues, you know, you could go over the thumb a couple more times since you have this extra wrap now because you don't have to make a knuckle pad. I go in between the fingers, make a fist, come out the inside, go in between the fingers, make a fist, come out the inside. Go in between the fingers, make a fist. When I do this one, I come out the outside and pull the knuckle pad back in place so it doesn't shift. Now I make one X, Maybe you have thumb issues. So maybe you're going to lock your thumb again this way. Or maybe you want to lock your thumb this way. You know, there's different ways you can do it. Experiment. Try it one way, hit the bag or hit pads or whatever, then try it another way. But this is the way that I've been doing it for a long time. I'm sure some moron down there in the comments will be like, that's not the right way you wrap your hands. That's how you know that dude doesn't really train, because there's no one certain way to wrap your hands. But this is how I wrap my hands using the winning knuckle guards, or really any knuckle guards is going to leave you with more hand wrap for your wrists. If you use a knuckle guard besides this one, comment below. I'm happy with this one, but some other people might be, you know, that might help other people out, you know, your experiences with any other knuckle guards. So I keep losing my winning knuckle guards, and I think we found out what's happening to them. Why are you doing that? Don't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Remy?
No, baby. Don't.
Remy, why?